we are learning more about one of the reasons the flood in Texas struck with so little warning. Scripps News investigative correspondent Patrick Terpstra joins me here on our D.C. set. And Patrick, what have you learned in the past few hours about why there wasn't better communication and warning?
And first of all, we should say that there was a warning that went out by the National Weather Service 3 hours before the worst of this flood occurred. And this was a warning that would have also gone out on cell phones, a wireless emergency alert. That's the alert you get that has those really shrill tones that is pretty startling. That did go out 3 hours before the flood. The problem is this is an area known for spotty cell phone coverage, and it's also a place that does not have outdoor emergency warning sirens and flood detection systems that would be found in other parts of the country. We found a really interesting document a short time ago sent from Kerr County to the federal government just last year, outlining a plan that had been talked about for a number of years to actually install something called a county-wide flood warning system. This would have included sirens, but also high water detection systems, precipitation sensors, automatic crossing barriers to block roads so that people wouldn't accidentally drive into a flood like that. This would have cost about $1 million with several $1,000s set aside for each siren. But it never happened. And inside this document, this is all referred to as deferred. All of this had been deferred since 2018, probably because of that $1 million cost. But when you talk to city officials about that now and what some people consider a lack of warning from sirens or anything else, they are making clear that for now, still, their focus is on trying to find the missing.
We don't want to speculate, at this time, there's a lot of speculation and question around it. Again, there's going to be a full review, of this so we can make sure that we focus on future preparedness. We want to continue to focus on the families at this time, and so we're getting through that.
So we can expect in the days ahead, Andrew, there's going to be a lot of focus on the sirens. Already we're seeing people in the community saying that they want to see a system like this put in place. It's 2025. Why weren't there those sirens and the sort of flood detection systems that you would have in a place known as Flash Flood Alley?
Yeah, and I'm thinking about a number of other tragedies you have covered in recent years. Lahaina, the wildfires in Hawaii, those tornadoes in Mississippi. The theme seems to be that many more people died that didn't need to because of a less sophisticated, less sort of built-out warning system. Why does this keep happening? What are some of the hurdles that these governments are facing to alert their residents of bad stuff about to happen?
And you know what really is in common? I was looking back all the way to 2018 to a fire that occurred on a mountaintop in Tennessee. These are all people, they have cell phones, but maybe they had turned their cell phones completely off. Okay. Maybe they were out of cell phone range. So these are folks that say a siren system or even just having the police drive around and tell them to get out, that would have made a difference. But the issue is cost. Again, this is $1 million that maybe doesn't sound like much to some folks, but actually in a place like Kerr County, Texas, $1 million for a siren system is a lot. And we hear that time and again in different parts of the country. It's not just the cost, it's also the upkeep, the maintenance with systems like this, and convincing people that there is a need for something like this before it actually happens. The Federal Emergency Management Agency has grants set aside for things like this, but every time we review these grants, we see there is far more need, many more requests than money to actually fund these things.
Yeah, and as you were talking, I was thinking about the first time I heard that shrill tone from your cell phone. I Googled, how do you turn that off? How do you make that stop popping up? Maybe it's a time to go back and revisit that. Patrick Terpstra for us in our D.C. studio. Patrick, thank you.